Well, it's the holidays, and I love bread during the holidays. But I like to consume fewer carbs. That's why I like Hero Bread. They're dinner rolls. They're tortillas. You know what I did the other day? I put some peanut butter and jelly on a toasted Hero tortilla. Fantastic! That's a winter holiday for me. Hero Bread has 0 to 1 grams of net carbs, 0% sugar, and is high in fiber, contains fewer calories and more protein per serving than the conventional version of the same baked goods. Hero Breads are delicious, flavorful, offering the soft, fluffy experience that you love when enjoying a refreshing BLT, savory breakfast burrito, or mouth-watering cheeseburger. Thank you, Hero, for the big box you just sent. More knives, more cutting boards, and a Hero hat. So lots of stuff I got. I encourage you guys to check these guys out if you're like me and you like to stay fit. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your first order just to the Spike's Car Radio listening audience. Go to hero.co and use code SPIKE911 at the checkout. That's Spike, S-P-I-K-E 911 at HERO.co. Thank you, Hero Bread. Let's start the show.
Spike's Car Radio starts now.
Biscuits, Christmas biscuits, biscuits on my plate, biscuits, Christmas biscuits.
Go. That's Christmas biscuits from our friends Toasters and Moose, who are famous for Taste the Biscuit. Remember Taste the Biscuit?
Who could forget?
If you hear, there's more of the song playing. There was a minute and a half before they got to the good part. Biscuits, Christmas biscuits. There is no good part in front of that. So I have to pull it off right now because it's not as good as Taste the Biscuit.
They got to write for radio.
But they did do a Christmas song. And it's the week before our Festivus show, so I thought this is the only moment to play Biscuits, Christmas biscuits. We love whoever they are, Toasters and Moose.
We love them.
They love them. I think about them all the time. What are their names?
You think about them all the time?
I can't stop thinking about it. Who are they?
Dead father.
Welcome to Spike's Car Radio. We're excited to be with you again. We haven't been canceled, so that's good.
We're trying hard, though.
I love it when the listeners go, I tune in to Spike's Car Radio for this, not... And I always want to write, I do a podcast so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Whee!
I mean, I want to meet the people that are like, I tune in for Pringles cans.
Did you see the Pringles Elf on a Shelf?
The greatest thing I've ever seen.
That was inspired, and I forget, and I apologize.
I think it was Dear Zuckerman.
No, it was inspired by one of the listeners said there really needs to be a Zuckerman Elf on the Shelf, and I sent it off to Dear Zuckerman.
Oh.
And he said, I've got an idea, and that's what he made. And that's what we used for our little Q&A. I asked for questions today, and the Zuckerman putting the Pringle can under the tree with the presents. Fantastic image.
Forget about lumps of coal. We have lumps of shit for you. Ding, ding, ding.
I don't know why.
Get it into the show. Poop.
Out of all the graphics we've ever made, that is the most satisfying thing. I look at it all the time and go, this is really pleasing to me because it has captured Zuckerman's real self. Everything he stands for. Forget about what he's worked for, but everything he really is as a person is in that picture.
What do I stand for?
You're a grumpy guy putting poop under a tree full of presents. That's you. That's how
Here, kids, I've got a real gift for you.
I mean, Spike, you kind of cut to the quick, but that's
I mean, it's
about right.
so on point for the personality. It's so on point. So thank you, dear Zuckerman. And by the way, somehow one of our other listeners, this guy Tori Alonso, our kind of resident Volkswagen, what we call it, expert. He's been advising us for the Volkswagen Beetle auction, which is still live for one more day on Bring a Trailer. Tori is having dinner tonight in Miami with dear Zuckerman.
and another guy.
And another guy.
There's another guy.
How do you know? How do we all know about these dinners?
There's another guy. I forget who.
Does it
is
matter?
Roped into. He said I'm having dinner with some guy named Tori and another guy named Dear Zuckerman.
So we're bringing people together with the show. Finally.
Look at us.
Look at us. We're
Looking
making
like a Hallmark after school special here.
One of the things people do like about our show, and there are many, but they do like that we're just a bunch of friends hanging out and chatting, and so hopefully that's now happening with the audience.
We're like German car fecal matter matchmakers.
Yes, yes, or that. Anyways, the Beatles Up is doing really well. I noticed the bid now, and I'm sure it's not the bid now, but the bid as of Saturday ends in a 911, which I truly I saw and I appreciated. It made me laugh when I saw it. And Cabilio Garage is doing the listing. You know, Sam and Gianni are handling that. They made the little video that we
Very
made.
able.
They're fantastic. It's been so much fun. This is the first time I put anything up on Bring a Trailer, and I really love it. It's an amazing site. It's fun. The people in the comment section are fantastic. They get the car. It's just a fun car. And if you want to be Dad of the Year, get it, because this will make your kid's childhood like it did mine. I have no arrests because of that so far. My kids, no arrests.
Come on, listeners, buy the car. Spend a lot of money.
Oh, there's already a ton. You don't have to encourage them to. They are, but yeah, we'll convert it into something else fun. Okay. Let me see if I can find all of this story here. I've got a little scoop on the white collection sale, not to keep going back to this. What happened, right? I didn't tell either of you this.
No.
Where did the money go?
We don't speak.
Guess who was sitting in the audience buying everything?
Jerry.
Nope. A guy like Jerry without a collection, a guy from L.A. who came into a lot of money thanks to the lotto.
No way. I love it. This is true.
Edwin Castro.
What a fucking genius move, Edwin.
You now remember, not long ago in the Daily Mail, he was photographed
with a white Targa
in what they said was a $250,000. It wasn't. It was an '80s G-body Targa, right? But still a nice car. But he was kind of tipping off to everybody. I like Porsche. Well,
and I like white.
According to one of our listeners, Mark Murray, who owns Southwest Vintage Motor Cars, and I asked him if he would be comfortable going on record, and he said yes. Here's what he had to say. He said, look, I bought a few things, but Castro is the reason why I didn't buy more. He was bidding on everything from the 918 furniture, which is what made that furniture go up high. He was the underbidder on the 918, but he's the one that was pushing it up. He just couldn't. He said, I could see him struggling with how much it was bringing. He came there with the intention of buying it. However, as he paid almost $80,000 or more-ish for the 918 furniture that ran prior, he might have been a little shy. He also bought the $1 million GT2 RS.
Good for him.
He ended up being the underbidder on the 993 GT2. He bought the 89 Carrera Coupe. He bought the 73 RS Lightweight. He bought a ton of non-car items. So this is the old 2 billionaire theory of why these cars go up. All you need is 2 billionaires and a little Seagram 7, and you will get record numbers.
But I think Edwin Castro is living his life right.
We love it.
He's making up for lost time, and these were good cars for him to buy. He actually got smart here. He's not buying garbage. These were decent cars. We could quibble about the price he paid, but for him, who cares? And they're the right cars.
Yeah, right.
And if anybody, I want to meet Edwin. I want him to be on the show. If any of our listeners have a contact, this is a guy.
You always say if any of the listeners have the contact. Has that ever worked?
Yeah, apparently.
Who?
Okay, we met our guys at Clearwater.
Oh, that's true.
You know, and there's been other things. So,
but nobody's come. We've never said, "Hey, go get Christian Bale for us."
Now you just said it.
Well, he's been on the show.
Okay.
But I went through proper channels.
Okay, well, is there a proper channel for Edwin?
I don't know. This guy, every time I see him, he's got private security. He seems like he doesn't want a lot of attention, yet he just was in a public place making some pretty big buys. It looks like he's putting together a...
Right. He's our constituency. He's one of us.
He's got to come on.
He's one of us. And forget about the money part. He's got the bug for what we like.
Yes.
And he's doing something that, listen, I have some dough. But if I won that Super Lotto, I need his advice. Okay? He's in a land that I haven't gotten to. None of us have gotten to.
It's pretty big, but he's consuming. He's consuming.
I wonder.
He's right here. He's right around us right now. He's right in Hollywood.
Wonder what else
He's right there. Oh,
yeah.
That's
Castro! Yeah, bring him down here. Let's sell him some cars.
No, I want to, I just want to, I want to know, did he always like this stuff? Did he always want a 73 RS lightweight? That's a smart car to buy.
Fantastic.
That's a car that I really want. And I want to know, did he just get turned on to it, or is this something he's been following? I want to know what his taproot story is. That's
true.
And then he has a taproot story about cars, and all of a sudden he had the ultimate miracle grow.
Yes.
He won the Super Lotto.
Yeah, how much did he win again?
$1 billion take home. I think is that the net or the gross?
It's close to the net. The net's close to
the
$1 billion.
gross is everything. Then taxes. It was $1 billion, I think, after.
And
taxes.
he got something crazy like $900 million, i.e., true FU money, and this
Just in cash.
Yeah. After taxes, you're
That's
done.
so great. It's so.
And if he's buying tax-free munis at 5% per year, he's got $45 million tax-free dollars coming in every year just off of muni bonds.
We should really bring him into one of these bigger collections, like when Seinfeld decides it's over, it's time. Just buy the whole thing.
Buy the whole thing,
Buy the
Edwin.
whole curated thing.
People, fans of and listeners to the show said, I wish, they say, Zuckerman, I wish I had your life. No, you wish you had Edwin Castro's life.
Yes.
I wish I had Edwin Castro's life. That's the guy I want to be.
That's a good title for this episode.
I wish I had Edwin Castro's life.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the way to get him. Let's name an episode after him.
And then you get sued and or shot by a security.
I don't want Steve McQueen's life. Look how he ended. I want Edwin Castro's life.
There was a guy, speaking of Steve McQueen, in my driveway. People get lost all the time in our neighborhood. And
you live in the Bermuda Triangle.
No, I don't. No.
It's
If
a
you got
crossroad.
ways, it works. But
No, your house specifically is like the crossroad.
it's not. Anyway, the delivery drivers that clog up the west side, more and more, it's the delivery drivers wreaking havoc. They're lost. They're walking around. They don't know what they're doing. There's a guy standing in my driveway. I walk out. I go, "What number?" He goes, "I'm looking for this number where McQueen used to live." And I said, "Oh, that's the Steve McQueen house." I go, you probably don't know who Steve McQueen is. He goes, "Yeah, movie star, race car driver, really cool guy." This guy was like 25. Talk about the enduring legacy right there. I was really impressed that Steve McQueen had pushed into that kid's head.
I wonder what's going to happen when the zombie carts, the motorized robot carts with food, come up and get lost in your driveway.
The Cocos.
Yeah.
They don't.
What are you going to say to them?
I tried to send them up here. I wanted to run them over and kick them over, but they won't. They won't come up. They say they won't come up that high. But he was excited that he was going by Steve McQueen's house. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure. How would you know this guy? Yeah, the enduring legacy of that guy. It's pretty impressive. Sheffield's got a new watch, which I'm wearing. I don't know. You guys haven't even said anything right now.
I didn't know.
I haven't even seen it yet.
I know. It's gorgeous.
But I've been staring at the picture you sent me, going like, I'm getting one.
Do you know what this is?
No.
Killer.
This is a reissue of the original 60s Sheffield with a Seiko movement. It's an automatic.
Real watch? This is
a real
big
watch.
time. He's big time.
35. All Swiss loom, hands and indices to match the design and color of the original Sheffield. I showed it to our friend in New York via text, and he went, "That's the watch my dad gave me."
Whoa.
And then he fell over. Plunk.
He's so excited, and I have one for each of you. Look, they're right here.
No way.
Yeah, here they are.
Oh,
Here,
this
pass
is
them
exciting.
out. These are from Jay.
Jay, thank you.
All right, I got to put the mic
Happy
on.
holidays.
Is this at the same price point? This is a lot of watch.
This is a ton of watch. He's going to be selling these for, it says here, $178.
How is that possible?
178, sub $200 watch. The original version of this watch was $21.50 apparently. in the late 60s, early 70s, adjusted for inflation. And it's going to be up for sale soon to all of you guys. So you got to.
This is a gorgeous watch.
I mean, this is crazy for under $200.
Yeah, with a Seiko movement.
Like, because if you you can't even get a Seiko with a Seiko movement for under $200. They're about $212 now.
Yeah.
This is wild.
This is a great watch.
It might actually be up on the site by this time, but maybe not. I think he said here. Let me look at his email here.
And I like the date. The date is enormous. It's
That's
like
a big,
Braille.
yeah.
Yeah, he's not sure what day they're going up, but they should be up soon.
This
Just
is wild.
check out sheffieldwatches.com.
I can see the date on this thing. This is great.
You can
It's
see
an-
the date on this thing from space. This is
I like
wild.
It's super cool, right? $178.
I can't believe it.
And it's an automatic.
I mean, like
Get
Zuckerman
yours.
said, it's a real watch.
It's a real watch.
It's a real watch.
I'm wearing it.
I'm putting a different strap on it, but then I'm wearing it.
I've got a bunch of Horse straps.
Yep, me too.
I'm
right,
going to put
perfect.
one on. What color will you put on?
I don't know. I have to get home and look.
I'm just going to keep mine
Do you
black.
have the tool? I need a tool for changing.
Oh, yeah.
I have a
You have an
bag
extra?
full of tools.
Yeah,
So,
anybody got
but
that?
this
what you
one-
can what you can do is go on to Amazon and they'll sell you the whole bag
For $12.
Yeah, for $12. You have everything you need.
But if you look at the back of this one, you can just pop it off with your fingernail. It's got a quick release.
You have
It does?
fingernails?
Yeah, enough to
You
pop
have-
this off.
You have girl nails. Ew.
I did not.
All right, let's go with our show here.
I
guys.
never look
Now
at
I gotta-
Lieberman's nails.
Now I gotta post a picture of my freaking fingernails.
No,
which are,
never look at Lieberman's
yeah,
nails.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Or
worse than-
Zuckerman's testicles. All right.
Yeah, that's true
All right.
too.
All right, let's keep going here. I wanted to just briefly touch on my my Leno GT4 RS video launched on Jay Leno's Garage. Thank you to Jay. It was a huge success. It was exciting to be there. The video turned out great. The crew there just makes great content. The sounds and the look of those cars moving. Honestly, though, I don't like being on YouTube all that much because of the commenters.
They're so wonderful. What are you talking
They're
about?
generally vicious. This one was actually the most positive I've ever seen, and I didn't read every comment, but there were a couple I feel
Call
like
this positive.
a couple I need to talk about.
Well, Jay, two things. A, looks super trim. B, he's kind of universally loved by everybody. There's not
Right,
a lot of
right.
like Leno haters.
Yeah.
As a person with a lot of
this
haters
has
out
nothing to
there.
do with Jay Leno. This has to do with people reacting to me.
I'm just saying that's why the comments were generally positive. Go ahead.
No, that's not
that's-
generally
it
that's
was
not
sly.
generally how it goes. When I step in front of the camera on YouTube, here's what happens. There are those folks who know me and they know that Jay and I know each other and that chummy relationship. That's fine. If you don't know who I am, which is a lot of people have no idea. They go, this guy, who is this guy? Who is he to say that to Jay Leno? Then you get that because they're protective of the guy they like, which I totally understand. You know, and that happens on our site. Someone gives us
All the time.
rep.
Yeah.
People will lay into them. And that's just the way it works. But there were a couple of things that I have to. One comment, and forgive me, I'm not going to say it word for word because I don't remember it and I forgot to screenshot it. Spike, enough with the plastic surgery. It's okay to get old. Okay, I need to address that.
Wow.
I would fire the doctor that gave me this face. I have not had plastic surgery.
He needs it.
I haven't had any. I've had zero plastic. I couldn't believe it when I said it to my wife. I go, look at this guy.
Wow.
And my wife said, you know, I know you haven't, but you really should consider it.
Your face cries out for surgery.
She said, and she was not joking.
She said that?
And I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, you know, you work in front of the camera. You should do something about that. And I went, wow.
And what is that? The whole thing?
I don't know, my face, but I was like,
We got to get Erica on the show. I got to
I
talk
go,
to her.
what? Now I'm in this weird middle world, like where people think I got plastic surgery and you're saying I need it. I don't even know how to exist in that space.
Fabulous. I love it.
Ruined 24 hours.
Great.
But I love Erica because she's honest. She just says it. And by the way, she's not saying because that'll make you more attractive to me. She's like, so
Oh,
that
sure, she's
so
not-
you can get your ass out there and make more money. I need you making money.
You need a new face.
That's
honey.
what she followed it up with. I need you out there. Yeah, fix your face so you can make money, and then pushes me out the door.
I like the guy who had a very specific body part that he objected to.
I don't remember that.
Your neck.
Oh, I forgot about that one. That's
Yeah,
right.
you got- what's wrong with your neck?
Somebody just wrote, somebody goes, Spike, I can't remember, but it said, and his horrible, you, and this is an old one. Oh, look, it's Ellen DeGeneres, except with a melting jelly neck or something like that.
Excellent.
Which
That's
made me
great.
laugh. And look, that's exactly what I say to myself in the morning when I look in the mirror. My neck. What am I going to do? What can I do? My neck is melty. There's nothing I can do about that.
And I said to you, I'll take your neck if I can get the hair.
Yeah, and
if the
so
hair comes with it, I'm good.
So I did give myself a I thought and then of course there were the other ones. You got to stop injecting all the Botox in your face and everything else. It was crazy. I couldn't understand.
So you look good on camera, is what they're saying.
But yes, but then I looked, and then here's my theory. Okay, and it is my mistake. That morning I did put on some makeup on my face.
You yourself, or
Look, if you've done any sort of on camera stuff, you know how to do your own makeup, and if you're doing YouTube level or even local news or something, you do your own makeup. You don't hire a makeup person to do that. It's not worth it. So either you decide, and my mistake was putting it on, because now I know just don't even put it on. No one cares. But my mistake was putting on some HD makeup, which wasn't exactly right for 4K, and you can see it.
Yeah.
So it looks.
You're shiny and
I look
smooth.
produced. I had just had a haircut.
Right.
My my neck was melting, so there's nothing I can do about that. And I wasn't wearing my glasses because I didn't want to. I didn't want to wear sunglasses.
Because Jay never wears sunglasses.
I didn't want to wear sunglasses, even though we were outside, and I didn't want to wear my eyeglasses because I just didn't feel like wearing them that day, and I didn't think anyone would care. So I think it was that combination of things that got all of this reaction. But it was still not the most offensive comment. And again, 95% of comments were great, and thank you for sharing the car and everything else, and Jay Leno and blah, blah, blah. Here's the one that...
Is this the one you sent us?
Yeah, here's this one.
This one's my favorite.
When you were a Jew like Spike Feresten or Leno, you can simply print your money at will.
Zuckerman, print me some cash.
Purchase whatever you want while watching the white population of the world struggle to make ends meet and deal with diversity, in quotes. Time to rise up, my white brothers and sisters. Enough is enough.
Excellent.
So the GT4 RS has started a race war. Because, of course,
Right.
where else would you post a call to war than a Jay Leno GT4 RS?
Yeah.
By the way, the most Italian guy we know, I think, is Jay Leno.
I mean, he's not Jewish.
He's not Jewish. He's Italian. But having said that, he's going to join our green room. He's
now in.
Blakesley, Radamak, and all of the other guys that we.
Well, this guy's name is Arrested Son.
Okay, well, he's coming. He's in the green room, folks.
Fabulous.
Waiting for his.
If he's still on YouTube, but how does YouTube let folks like that on their site?
That's all they have. They love that. I mean,
really?
Oh my God! You should. When I used to have a big show on YouTube, I mean the level of anti-Semitism going on in the world today was like, oh yeah, I remember that from my YouTube days.
Wow,
it's crazy. But it's my dad who was a professor, and I remember he told me one time this girl came up to him after class. And she goes, "You're so lucky." He goes, "Uh-oh, why am I lucky?" And she goes, "Well, you're Jewish." And he goes, "I've never heard this before. Why am I lucky to be Jewish?" She goes, "Because every year you get a check for $100,000 from that Jewish organization."
Wow.
And my dad's like, "Oh, they must have lost my address."
Well, that's a great belief. I like that belief.
I would take a check for $100,000 every year, right?
Again, though, I feel like I'm caught in the middle of this weird land. Like, I'm Roman Catholic, Irish with Jewish heritage.
Yeah.
Right, but my religion I'm nothing right now. I don't.
Yeah, I think the Feresten, they go a little nuts though. They're like, "Oh, sounds."
But how dumb do you have to be to try to call for a race war in the comments of a YouTube video? How you're living with your mom or something in the basement, right?
I'm sick. I enjoy the comments. but
it's a great comment. I just love thinking Jay Leno. Like, how fucking ignorant do you have to be?
Thinking that I'm printing money somewhere.
Yeah, do I print money?
Print me some money, man.
I got my Ben Baller money printing machine.
Oh, I would kill for one.
Yeah. How about this? At 4 a.m. every night, I'm thinking about money. How am I going to make money?
Yeah,
maybe
like you guys. How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to get my kids in college? What am I going to do to retire?
I got my tax bill the other day. Like that's all I can think about.
Bring it up.
I know.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Don't bum us out.
I already sold some stock today. So.
You have stock?
Well, I had stock.
All right. No one cares. No one cares.
Good point.
There are a couple cars as we wrap the year up. A couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about. And one, Johnny, you can kind of fill us in on this too. Because it annoys me, frankly. This is the time of year when we talk about the car of the year in a variety of different papers and newspapers and magazines and websites. And there's this, and I'm sure you've heard it from the people who run your organization, and I've heard it anytime I'm asked to weigh in. Can you please not just limit it to the great expensive cars that most of our, subscribers can't afford, and include, and I am tired of that. Not the fact that people can't afford cars, but when I had no money for cars, and I would see car of the year, and here's the Drive, who I have a lot of respect for the Drive. I like that site. Car of the year is the Prius. I don't have respect for that choice, which I feel like they're just playing to the audience and trying to make them feel good. Because I believe car people, and you guys can weigh in on this in a second, I believe the car thing is aspirational. And if there's truly a great car, no matter what the price point, you should be picking that car as car of the year. The one, regardless of price point. What is the car that is car of the year? And they, here's what they did. They got it half right. The runner-up is the Cayenne GT. Oh, really? That's the runner-up next to the Prius is car of the year? You think? Really? Or is car of the year, what is your definition of car of the year? Because it's not mine. I don't give the Oscar to the Prius this year. I wouldn't give it to the Cayenne GT.
I know a little bit about this if you'd like me to pontificate.
It's hard. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out before he interrupted me. That's all.
Well, I'd like
I
to
could see you trying to jump in. But go ahead now.
I worked for Motor Trend for
the question,
13 years. We invented car of the year 75 years ago.
Okay, so the question is...
Yeah, so the Motor Trend car of the year...
Do you feel that's a good thing to do? Take budget into consideration when picking car of the year is the question to you.
So, yes. Now, can I answer it? The Motor Trend car of the year this year was also the Toyota Prius about a month ago before the Drive. So I guess your subscription is lapsed. But what we do for car, truck, and SUV of the year is we do the average price of a car. So now it's $48,000, and we multiply that by 4. So in other words, a Rolls Royce, which is $500,000, it's not eligible to compete in car of the year. We do have some kind of price cap. But then we also have 6 key criteria. So it's not just like thing we like the best. It's like advancement in design, engineering excellence, performance of intended function, safety value, and efficiency. Those are our criteria. And, that's how you're able to take a Cayenne GT, which I don't think we'd actually bring the car. We would bring that would be an SUV of the year, but you know what I mean? You could have a Mercedes S-Class going against a Prius. And like last year, the Infiniti G90, which is a, $80,000-$90,000 car. That was our car of the year. So it's just like it's
a lot of people collecting those.
Hey, great car, man. Great car.
Look how bad
I mean Genesis. Sorry, Genesis G90.
Big Genesis
G90.
We all bought one.
Well, okay, you don't have to buy one. It's just a great car.
No one is arguing that the Prius, they reinvented the Prius. Yeah, it's great. To me, it's not a car of the year. To me, it's not even close. Yeah, but the Cayenne GT is not car of the year. And I think your criteria is all wrong. Okay. I just don't agree with it. I think they're democratizing the choice instead of going, who truly deserves this?
Well, no, we do that. I mean, I wasn't involved with the Prius decision this year, but I haven't driven it either. Everyone tells me it's great. Ferris said it's great.
That's the runner-up.
Well, again, so what?
If I said throw out all your rules, what was the greatest? Okay. What is the greatest thing that you drove this year or was announced this year? I would go 911 ST for sure.
I haven't driven it.
Lots of folks have.
Yeah, but again,
But
we-
but I would say, you hear what I'm saying though. I would go, that's the thing that's got me most excited. Whether I was buying one or not, if
Right.
I were a reader who was working at an ice cream shop, I'd go, those guys know what they're talking
yeah, but
about.
it's not about most exciting car of the year. And we do, by the way.
No, it should be.
But we also have a performance vehicle of the year.
Right.
That we're going to do in a few months for some reason.
Well, that's
Change
cool.
it this year.
And what's that going to be?
Well, that'll be all the hot sports car stuff.
What is your performance car of the year?
I don't know. We haven't done it yet. But
Well,
we will.
wait, time's running out.
No. We're not doing it until March.
So which year is it?
It'll be for 24.
You'll pick the performance car of the year in March?
I have nothing to do with these decisions. They just told
Zuckerman,
me,
you're letting
hey,
all this go by.
Yeah, I'm just trying to,
Do you see how screwed up the car
Yes.
magazine business is?
Well, can I tell you what happened was
Yes.
we used to do it in June, July, and then and then our competition would do it when we were doing our car of the year. We'd miss cars.
oh my God, this is like
This is so
primaries
yeah.
in Iowa.
But Johnny,
So
let me
then-
say this to you.
Okay.
Let me make you the president of Motor Trend.
Oh, I'd love that.
you would do things a little differently, maybe.
Do things
right?
a lot differently.
A lot
Yeah,
differently.
I'd also
okay.
be fired after a month of
Why?
losing a lot of money.
I think you would revolutionize the whole place. Car of the year in March is ridiculous. What a
No,
ridiculous
performance vehicle of the year because we
performance
did it-
vehicle of the year.
We used to cram it in November.
Right.
But remember how wet it's been? So
Yeah.
then we risk getting rained out of
So you're
driving.
talking about videos, though.
No, you can't. We don't want to. We spend a day on a track. You don't want to spend a day on a wet track. So to mitigate that possibility, we're doing it later.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just
picking the
giving
car of the year in March.
excuses. Yeah, I'm just
What
weakness.
cares? What do you care? Are you gonna buy something if we say like?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we want you to remake the car business and make it logical. So I don't have to read that the Prius is the car of the year.
I mean, the Prius was the car of the year in 2004. You thrived these last 2 decades. Like you've been all right.
Yeah,
I've
it's a
I've
great
owned Priuses,
utensil.
but I don't. When I read that, it makes me not go to the magazine anymore because I go, these guys, their
So, you know
priorities
what's
are wrong.
Funny,
Their
you know what's
priorities are
funny
wrong.
is I feel the same way. I mean, in no world is the Prius my personal car of the year. That
Right.
said, if we had given the last gen car of the year, we would have been eviscerated. But somehow, because this thing has a slopey windshield, everyone's in love with it.
Oh my
It's
God.
cool. I have no
I don't
problem
think
with the
it's cool.
Prius.
I think it's still dorky, but everyone was like, "Great choice." I was like shocked. I'm reading the comments like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, be angry. Like, be
how
like
about
Spike.
how about creating a whole bunch of new superlatives and awarding those so everything's accurate. You know, instead of the greatest performance car and this and that, the biggest surprise
Hey,
that,
look,
do that.
We can
instead.
start our own award show.
How about one category for biggest hunk of shit? I would
That's a
love
good
that
idea.
one.
Yeah.
See, Johnny, now you have an idea. There you go.
yeah.
We're going to turn this anger into
Yeah,
something.
Spike's car radio car of the year.
Keep my name off of it. So
Spike's
like
hunk
me
of shit of the year.
doesn't complain.
Zuckerman's Pringle can of the year.
Right.
Which car gets the?
If I asked you, Johnny, if I asked you this then,
Yeah.
out of everything you've driven old and new this year in 2023, what are the one or two cars that really stand out?
I just drove something 2 days ago. The Hunatron.
Oh, I saw that. The electric Audi.
Holy different, holy rad. Yeah. That's the Ken Block car. And it was reprogrammed for a second video, so it's a lot more controllable. Basically, it has like 5. It's not gears, but it has 5 wheel speed limiters. So, in full blast mode, the wheels all 4 spin at 28,000 RPM.
Okay.
Liquefying.
Yeah, it's just
You put this on the cover of Motor Trend. I'm now
hell
subscribing.
yeah. Oh,
Now
hell
I'm
yeah.
subscribing. Car of the year.
yeah. Oh,
the
yeah,
Hunatron.
yeah. Oh, totally.
Do you see what I mean? You
Yeah.
see what we just did there?
Excitement.
Yeah.
We got excited.
So that was great. What else was great this year? I don't have any memory anymore. The Porsche race car I drove.
Can you
the
go back to the
GT3R.
Hunatron for a second? Like,
Yeah.
what's the 0 to 60 on that?
-2.
Pretty no, it's not. It's because it's not super. It makes 670 horsepower. It's not wildly powerful, and
But what is it? It's for drifting.
yeah. It's for it's just for. I've never driven anything that changes direction with the ferocity that it does, and I think it's like when a pinball hits an obstacle, it actually stops and then it accelerates quickly again in a random direction.
Right.
That's what the Hunatron's capable of doing, and you control that with a handbrake. So you kind of like maybe crack the steering wheel a little bit, pull the handbrake, and then counterintuitively you floor it immediately, and it just like Tron, it just goes in another direction while making more smoke, and it's like the battery only lasts whatever 10 minutes, but the tires only last 2 minutes, so it's not a problem. You have lots of battery because you're like we get there and they go, all right guys, we only brought 36 tires with us, so take it easy. And we're like,
Wow.
really? And
This is exciting.
See?
You see,
Yeah.
that's
We've got
what
a
you
car
wanna
of the
hear.
year.
Car of the
First
year.
We
Spike's
only
Car
bought
Radio.
36 tires.
Only
Take it
brought
easy.
36 tires.
There you go. That's the Spike's Car Radio first car of the year. Can I ask you a question just about the Hooniverse?
Yeah.
Obviously we lost Ken Block.
We did.
What does that mean? What is there a freestanding company now with someone else running it, and are they working with Audi or is
Wheel
this...
Pros bottom. So Wheel Pros owns Hoonigan. Is the name of the company.
Okay.
And I think Scotto, who was kind of Ken's partner, Scotto and Ken were the Hoonigans. I think he's taken a step back. So they're still producing content. They're still making videos, and they're really an apparel company. That Ken was a shoe guy. That was where he got to start with DC
Right.
shoes. So yeah, they're still around. I don't know exactly this particular car. I think the 5th was a year anniversary from when Ken died. So they brought it out to LA to kind of show it off, and they were nice enough to ask me if I wanted to use it for my show. Me and Jeff Glucker. And this guy Forrest something driving around, and yeah, it was super cool. It's crazy. I mean, it travels with 8 engineers to turn the thing on, and it's a wild beast of a car. But yeah, so I'll go with that one. That's my car of the year.
I like that.
It was weirdly easy to drive. But I don't know. It rewarded every one of my bad habits. Like a good driver might struggle, but it was great.
We're saying goodbye to a lot of cars this year. I wish I had some sappy music for like the memoriam. Listen to these cars though. Some of them it's kind of surprising. All right, the R8 gone, the TT gone, Audi TT, Chevy Bolt. No more Chevy Bolts. No more Chevy Camaros.
There is a Bolt that's sticking around, the little Bolt SUV. It's a horrible name. It's called the EUV. That sticks around, but the Bolt itself goes away.
The Challenger, the Charger, the Chrysler 300. I might miss one or two of those. Not the Chrysler 300. The Durango. See you later. The Ford Edge, the Ford Escape. Who cares? The Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable to me. The Jeep Cherokee's going away. It's
Well,
been around
What's it getting
70s,
replaced
right?
with, though?
Well, yeah, it went away for a while. It came back. This one's never been great. The current Cherokee's not great. Plus, the name has been canceled. Somebody wrote. A chief of the
I get
Cherokee
it.
Nation wrote a story like, "All right, it's time to get rid of it." So, coinciding with they were sunsetting the car anyways.
The Jeep Renegade. Good riddance.
Yeah.
The Kia Rio. A tear in my eye. And the Kia Stinger.
The Stinger's fantastic.
But
It's gone.
it never caught.
It never caught on, but that's a
The
great.
Maserati Giblet. Who cares? CX-9, MX-30. The McLaren 720S.
Well, it's replaced by the 750S.
I know, but I like the 720.
Oh, it's
7
great.
and 2
The
adds up to
9.
9.
I don't know what that
7 and 5 is 12. It's
Yeah. AMG GT 4-door.
Oh,
Mercedes
that's a good
C-Class
car.
and E-Class coupes and cabs.
Wow.
Well, hang on though. They're both being replaced by the CLE class,
Yeah.
which is nice. So,
The CLS and the Nissan Maxima. No mas.
oh, no more Maxima. That's crazy.
Out of all of them, R8. I like the Chevy Bolt. I thought that was a cool car, but
The Bolt's great. Yeah, it's
I miss
it's
the,
just dated at this point.
I think the Challenger Bolt and the R8, I think, should stick around.
I don't know. I'm sick of the Dodge kids. Dealing with no.
Yeah. There's so many of them on the road, though. It's hard
Yeah,
to
Yeah, a
Well,
lot
you
of
get-
horsepower for cheap. You
Yeah,
get all the Yahoos in there.
40 grand for 485 horsepower.
count me one of those Yahoos.
Yeah.
I'm going
The
to.
Stinger is the one that's
That
such
really
an
stings
underrated-
you?
It's just such an underrated car. It's so good. It's such a good. We were talking about it for some
Yeah.
reason. And
Because I was actually southbound on La Cienega and saw one for the first time in my life, which is probably the problem, that it was out for 4 or 5 years. And I only finally saw one and looked at it and said, wow, what is that? And I asked you, what is a Stinger?
Yeah, we did a thing. I forget why we had an E39 M5 and a Stinger, and it's like the driving experience was like almost identical. Stinger has an automatic, M5 has a manual, but like it's those power levels, it's that sort of handling. It's just such a good car. But yeah, nobody bought them.
I'm going to a Christmas party tonight at our mutual friend's music studio. Big
Wow.
recording studio, lots of music stars.
Send him my regards. He sent me a text, and I am otherwise engaged tonight. I was invited to 7 parties, and I want everyone to know I'm going to none of them.
And I am wearing Rhone. I don't even have to think about it. I know I'm going to be wearing the Rhone shirts, the Rhone pants. I just got a giant package. We love Rhone.
Put some of those
Clothing.
hero dinner rolls.
You guys should check out their commuter collection, which is the most comfortable, breathable, flexible set of products known to man. Products for all occasions. And it's true. I am wearing this stuff for my Zoom meetings, and I'm wearing it to a holiday party. Dress shirts, quarter zips, polos. Trust me, if you want to be comfortable, Rhone's comfortable 4-way stretch fabric is going to get you addicted like the AeroPress. I cannot wear this stuff enough. I absolutely love it. And every time I get my picture taken in it, or my wife sees me, she says, "You look nice." Except for your neck and face. Get it
It's
fixed.
melting.
It's got odor-free tech, which would help when Johnny wears it, the Gold Fusion Anti-Odor Tech. But that's not really what it is. It looks good. It photographs well. It's so comfortable when you're sitting down. You don't even think about it. It's like dress. We all got into these joggers and these sweatpants over the pandemic.
Not me.
This is the dressier iteration where you feel comfortable. Comfort, mobility, versatility, looking good, feeling fresh. Go to check it out yourself. Try checking out the commuter collection. That's what I'm wearing. It'll get you through your workday and straight into whatever comes next. Head to Rhone.com/Spike911, RHONE.com/Spike911. Use promo code Spike911. You'll get 20% off your order. 20% off your order right now for the holidays. RHONE.com/Spike911. Use code Spike911. They were so excited that I wore Rhone on the Leno video.
Were they?
Yes. That they posted anti-Semitic things. No, that wasn't Rhone. That wasn't them. No.
That you doing in our clothes? Aryan only clothes.
What's that ugly faced makeup wearing?
All right,
Botox?
before we do questions, of which we have many, let me just make sure I covered anything. There was a guy arrested who was violated this was in Nashville. Tom Warren Randall was arrested for driving slow in the left lane.
Really?
Officers noticed Randall continuing his travel in the left lane very slow in his 2014 Mazda CX-5, conducted a traffic stop, cited him for driving slow in the left lane, and then Tom Warren Randall, 3 names like a serial killer, but not one. Just joking. The dude failed to appear. So they went and they arrested him, making him, I think, the first person ever in the history of traffic violations to be arrested for driving slow in the last lane. And if I were governor, this would happen all the time. We would make an example of Mr. Warren Randall. We'd put him in stocks.
How slow?
Yes.
How slow?
Drive him slow on stocks on a trailer in the left lane so everybody could look.
Yeah, maybe he was just late to the court appearance.
No, he never showed.
He's just,
But
going
that's
slow.
who cares about that part. The driving slow is it's nonstop. It's nonstop.
Insane. It's insane.
There was another story, and I'm not sure I even printed it up yet, but they said they're going to redo the entire PCH now to make it safer. I don't know if you read that story, Zucker.
Synchronizing the lights somehow.
Yeah, guess what?
The
It's not going to do anything. What a dumb idea, because the problem isn't that. The problem is there's no divider between the lanes. The problem is there's no signs that say no U-turns, please. Slow
no
traffic.
parallel parking.
No parallel parking. Slow traffic, keep to the right. Do not cross. Yeah, they're going to synchronize lights, so if someone goes fast through a traffic light, then the next light will stop them. That's not going to solve the
Right,
problems.
yeah.
And it's going to be a year of
Wait a second. They
construction.
already had it. The program for the synchronized lights dates to 2017. So they're peddling out something that's been 6 years sitting around as their recent solution.
Yes.
Bogus.
And it's not going to work. Look, again.
Did you hear about the AI cameras on buses that'll be handing out parking tickets?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, give me a fucking break.
I don't care about that.
I care about. I mean, I just don't like
But that was for people who were parking in the bus lanes only. What?
Well, no. To start, soon it'll be like your tag was expired. Your lights out.
Let's stay on topic, please. We're talking about the PCH and how to make it safer. That's what we're talking about.
wow.
You have any ideas for that? If not, let's move on. Zarbo.nbp. Nobody has a normal name on Instagram. What is it?
Yeah, Spike, what's up with that?
Stay on topic, Spike.
With BBC ending Top Gear and Amazon announcing the end of the Grand Tour, do you think that style of television for cars is over? I do. It's Johnny.
It's tough. I mean, I think the massive budgets those shows had is over, but I think, right, massive budgets for TV is sort of over.
Not really.
No?
No.
was
I think if you
talking-
came up with a fresh idea with cars, you know, people talk about us doing a show all the time, and there's got to be something new. The Top Gear thing has been fleshed out and spun off hundreds of times and with hundreds of episodes, and all the ideas are done. Come up with a new format, and yeah, I bet somebody would buy that.
But there's lots of dudes on the YouTubes that are doing really popular, like really popular, like those car wow guys for one, hugely popular.
Totally.
With tiny little budgets. I just think like the big budget version where it's like, you know, Top Gear USA style salaries and Grand Tour where they got $300 million. That's done, I believe.
I don't think so.
Because I still have
What
a car
happens
show.
on YouTube frequently is we carry over the YouTubers to bigger places like television and movies, and they tend to fall flat because they're in the place where they're doing their best work and they don't need to go anywhere and they make nice livings. But if you're going to get into a bigger space, you need a bigger idea and you need to spend money to do that.
I want to see a show. The people who get flung out of cars when in these accidents we see on YouTube
Yes,
and Instagram.
yes. That's a
I
good
want to
show.
have them talk about what was going on before, what happened to get flung out of the car, and then what was life afterward. What was life like afterwards? Like, what was the recovery
We
period?
can call it Texting with Zuckerman.
Yeah.
No, here's the title. Zuckerman's Flingers.
Yeah.
Welcome to Zuckerman's Flingers,
Flung like boogers.
where we chat
Hey,
with...
lady, you lost an arm. What's that like?
Have you been flung? I'll represent you and interview you.
Hey, dummy.
Hey, dummy.
So I saw those two wheels bounce over you. Like you were a speed bump. What did that feel like?
Nice
and,
to talk to you, dummy.
and how were your insides after
Thanks
that?
for being on the show, stupid.
You have no genitals left.
Hey,
Your insides were squashed out of your butthole.
take my complimentary Pringles can as a gift for being on my shows.
Pringles, Kansas colostomy bags.
Joe Safkahafi wants to know what car company is on the naughty list this year. I like that question.
Ooh.
What's car companies on the naughty list?
My naughty list is Ferrari.
Why?
They wouldn't give me a car using a video because
it's personal.
Yeah, it's personal.
Yeah, but I think what they mean is what car company is on the naughty
That's
list.
what you
like
think they
they do to the world. Like who screwed up?
Well,
Like if Ford were still, you know, at odds with their workers and didn't reach out and make a deal with them, you could say, well, Ford was. And I'm not saying that they did. They got together and they made a deal with their workers and everybody's happy.
you're interpreting this question.
But I would guess, you know, we could go back to our friends at Tesla.
I was saying
and
Tesla,
say,
yeah,
yes.
by having a Jew-hating piece of shit as the boss and not even saying anything about it.
But their relationship with, is it Sweden now? Their union workers in Sweden?
well, I think they're driving.
Is that what it is?
Sweden's the one where they went on strike, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Tesla's on the naughty list more than anybody.
Definitely. And then
Who
in
else?
general, the amount of cars that are non-functional because of chip issues, computer issues, the amount of lemons that
Just
are
in cars in general.
in cars in general, but one of my partners is on his third Porsche that's a lemon in 1 year.
Wow.
1 year.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What model?
This current one is a Cayenne GTS. You spoke with Steve about it.
Oh, yeah, right.
And he now has a situation where he gets a headlight warning. A warning light comes on about his headlights. Well, there's nothing wrong with it, with the lights. And he keeps bringing it back. They reset it, and within a half a day, the warning is back on again. And then they say, we can't fix this. Well, fuck. What's going on? You can't fix it?
Yeah, we'll give him a new car because
Yeah.
it's broken. Yeah.
Oh.
But why would he go to number 4?
Is he a lawyer?
He would. We don't do lemon law at my law firm. It's not. But you see the.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Frustrating. Tucker Duncan wants to know, what's your favorite wheel design on any car?
Oh God.
I just saw one the other night on a Ferrari 360, and it was what are they, HRT wheels or were they BBSs?
HRE.
HRE wheels, yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
It was exceptional wheel on that car.
My all-time favorite, Porsche 959 wheels. Just that simple matte black 5-spoke. Just
yeah.
And I'm going to tell you the wheels on the BMW E39 I always thought were absolutely fantastic.
Or the E30 I'm looking at right now.
Yes.
Those are pretty damn good wheels.
Yes.
Also, Jaguar XJS wheels.
Yeah.
Alpina wheels.
Grudge wheels. Any knockoff.
Hosta wants to know what the best tennis car is. That would be the car I drove today, the 82 Porsche Targa in blue, 911. There's no happier tennis drive to the court and off the court in that car. That feels really collars up. Get the polo, collars up, preppy. You're trying.
Put on some Huey Newton, Huey Lewis in the news or whatever.
Nobody's
Huey
complaining.
Newton, Huey Newton, the Black Panther. I'd have seen your moment. Power to the people. Huey Newton.
Yeah. And it's good. It feels good. And when I get, you know what I get on tennis court, nobody complains how I look. They complain about how I play.
To your face. Your horrible, horrible face.
Just grow old. We all do. I am. Isn't that
I
obvious?
just can't get over Erica. That's the best.
Erica?
Yeah. You really should get something done.
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally.
I love it.
She was right on the side of those folks. I was in this really funny box. These guys think I already did. You're telling me I need to. I don't want to do any of that.
That's the best reaction possible, though.
Which is why I get it. Which is why I would get insecure and put on a little makeup so I could maybe bypass this stuff. But the first thing that happens,
Backfire.
no, the first time you know, whenever you're on camera, everybody just right away jumps in it. Watch Jimmy Kimmel's mean tweets. Everybody gets it. People love to write very articulate, funny things about the way you look, and if they're good, I'll laugh. I will laugh at it. Oh. But you got to do better than Ellen DeGeneres, because I was the first one who made that joke in 2004. I said it. Now you're just doing my joke about me. Come up with something better than that.
In other words, don't use my joke on me.
Yes. I did it. I literally sang a song called "Men Who Look Like Old Lesbians" with me and Penn and Dana Carvey and other guys who look like old lesbians, and made fun of myself. It was fun.
That's one of my favorite. One of my best friends. We always send him that website.
You got to come up with a new one.
Yeah.
And come on, I've aged a lot since then. You should come up with something.
So's Ellen, though.
Zuckerman gave me he just said when I walked in, he goes, "You can't lose any more weight." And I said, what do you mean? I ate a bunch of pizza last night and ice cream.
Oh, yeah, one day of eating is really going to make a difference.
Every night, Zuckerman, I watch Netflix and I eat like a pig, but I'm working out too much. How's your weight loss going? What happened with you?
I mean, weight loss is, you know.
Are you still going down?
Oh, I'm not going down in weight, but I'm definitely going down in like belly size, but going up in
So you're converting, you're adding muscle and
I
losing
believe
fat.
I'm adding a lot of muscle. Yeah.
Your gristle mass index is improving.
That's right. But yeah, no, I have this horrible diet where I just eat so much protein. I'm just sad all the time. It's great.
Jim Bop 90 doesn't have a question, just wants a shout out.
Hello, sir.
I've listened to
Go
every
away.
podcast.
Go fuck your mother.
He's listening to the entire library of shows. So
Wow.
Poor guy.
lots of people do
Get a
it.
life, Jim.
He's
No, I
in
love
the
it.
basement, you hating. He's the one who wrote the comment.
No, you don't have to be in the basement anymore. You can just go.
I've arrived at some conclusions about all of you and Leno
The share.
that I'd like to share in the comment of an obscure Porsche video. What if they found out that the white supremacist militias were really, this is how they communicated in Leno videos in the comments, like old spycraft of some kind.
It would be great if it was your wife. That would be Erica. If it was Erica writing these comments.
We have more questions. Let's just do an ad. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night.
With milk.
You can take them at 4:35 in the morning if you want. You can take them at noon. Anytime.
Nooner.
The process is simple. Go to BlueChew.com. Apparently, we've completely tripled their sales at BlueChew.com.
Keep going, guys.
We are Blue Chew drug lords, if they have told us. You can sign on to BlueChew.com, consult with one of their hot licensed medical providers.
Do they talk shit about your face?
And once you... No, she said she liked my neck. I believed her, too. I believed everything she said about how I looked. She goes, you don't need plastic surgery or a neck work.
Wait till your bone's the size of your neck.
You know what to make those wrinkles go away? Rub some Blue Chew on your neck. All right, I'll do that if you say so. So no doctor's visits, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door in a discreet package. It's true. I've had it come. It's there. And you guys, we want you to discover Blue Chew because we want you to have better sex. So discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for you guys, the listeners. You get free Blue Chew.
Chew it, do it, spoo it.
You can try Blue Chew free. This is the best ad we have. Free.
Free drugs.
Free drugs. Spike 911 at checkout is all you have to do. You're just going to pay for shipping. It's $5. That's BlueChew.com. Promo code Spike 911. You'll get your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and information, safety information. And we thank Blue Chew, of course, for sponsoring the podcast. Blue Chew, by the way, just bought the whole year next year.
Thank God, listeners.
Excellent.
Please keep going. Please keep us relevant.
This could be called Spike's Blue Chew Radio, based on what I've been hearing.
Okay.
Very soon.
Can we get...
You haven't got your Blue Chew?
I don't need Blue Chew. I need some cashola.
Oh, yeah. All right. We'll get you some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They want us to
I
do...
need some green.
They want us to do commercials for them.
Yeah.
Video commercials.
Let's...
Really?
You've got a writer here.
Yeah.
We've got talent.
Yeah.
I haven't seen their proposal yet, but yes.
I just took 10 Blue Chew. Look. Look what I got for you. That's
This?
yeah. Is that what you're going to write, Spike? Check out this
I like
bat.
what you did. You were eating the bag of blue Pez going, I got to get on something.
Blue Chew.
Or Plymouth Prowler joke. The waffles are tasty, wants to know. Remember how the Plymouth Prowler had that little trailer that looked like the back of the car? Which new car would you give the Prowler trailer treatment?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a very odd question.
It is an odd question.
The Urus would look kind of cool.
Oh, that would be good move.
I think. I like that rear end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what he means.
And one of those
that little
rolls-
just backing up the rear wheels.
No, it's the little trailer.
Oh, the thing that-
behind
the rear end
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah.
a trailer. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Urus and move on.
Yeah.
Javan de Bosch. Javan de Boschaw. Is there a watch in your collection that perhaps holds more sentimental value than monetary value and that you would never part with? If yes, which one and why? In essence, what watch would you never sell to the timepiece, gentlemen, or trade for Hitler's penis? This is a real listener.
Can we trade it for Blue Chew?
Okay, so what's the most sentimental watch in my collection? Let me think. Do you have one, Johnny?
The
Go
one
ahead.
that popped into my head, I mean, I have about 10, but
Right.
when my mom died, I inherited some money, and
Right.
my best friend said, don't spend it on a stupid watch. And then when he died, I bought a stupid watch. So
And that's
Oh,
what
this
it
is a
was.
nice uplifting story. I'm just going to go outside and throw myself in front of traffic. For me,
I always love when I bring up family tragedy.
yeah, and friend, yeah.
We all
You're
do.
so wonderful.
I had a couple watches
It's a
from my
Sin
dad.
103, by the way.
He's talking over you. Go ahead.
I know.
No,
I
he started talking over. I never said
He's
what the
doing it
watch-
again.
I
You know
never
what it
said
sounds like?
The watch was.
All right, say what the watch
It's
is.
a
Sorry.
Sin 103.
Okay, a Sin 103. That's the one you're going to
That's
keep.
the one I
forever.
got to keep. Yeah.
Okay, Zuckerman.
I had two Ratos, 60s and 70 Ratos from my old man.
Is that
But-
Rato?
Yeah, Ratto.
Rato. That's how you just said it.
Ratto.
I got two
Ratos.
And a Ratso.
And do you still have them?
No, they burned up.
Oh, these were your dad's watches?
Yeah, so I lost that in the fire. But those were watches I didn't wear, but they were cool.
Yeah,
to have.
That's a good one. For me, it's the very first watch I bought, the Tag Heuer 2000 that I bought in the 90s, maybe 1992. Walking home, I would walk by this little jewelry shop that had Tag Heuers. It was right on my block at 69th and Columbus. And I would look at this watch, and then I realized one day I have enough money to buy that watch. I think it was like $1,100. And I didn't, I had 2 cats in an apartment.
Yeah.
I didn't have a girlfriend at that point. Nothing to spend my money on. And I bought it, and I have that watch. Tag Heuer restored it, made it perfect. I don't wear it enough. It's a weird 90s kind of watch, but that's the one that when I open the watch box and look at watches, I always feel something about. More so, I have stories to all of my watches. I try to buy connected to an event so I can connect to that event, right? I try not to just buy for the sake of buying.
Right.
But that watch represents a really happy, exciting time in my life.
And where were you in 92? You just
Writing for David Letterman.
So it was New York.
It was in New York. I was, from Massachusetts, but I was working my dream job.
Yeah.
And loving every minute of it, working for Dave, and just loved my life. It was just an exciting time.
That's great.
And I didn't think about it so much then as I do now. It's like it intensifies now.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right, recalling your youth and virility.
Yeah.
A neck that wasn't melting.
Yeah. And there was nobody.
No need for Blue Chew.
I felt this exact same way about myself and how I looked then as I do now.
Sure.
Never changes.
It never changes.
No, of course.
No, you just wish you had appreciated it back then when you look like that.
Yeah.
John Volt, best episode of Jay Leno ever. Spike, well done. Love the 4, an absolute weapon. That's nice. Everybody always wants to know what other cars. What's your favorite top pick for a non-GT Porsche and why? Targa Casablanca. Non-GT Porsche and why?
Targa.
That's it?
911
Really?
Targa.
Not
Hell
that
yeah.
GTS you were driving last week? The Cayman GTS?
Targa GTS? No. I'm a Targa guy. I love the Targa.
Targa guy.
Does everything. I always tell my wife, I'm like, that's the car we got when we finally buy a new 911. It's gonna be a Targa. I love it.
A standard 911 is an amazing car. I don't know that I could pick my top pick. I like the Cayenne GT. I like the Boxsters or the 718s.
Boxster Spider's it's kind of a GT car, but
yeah, it is.
Spider's there too. I really like the Spider.
Yeah.
And maybe I haven't driven the Spider RS, but I bet you that's
a simple 2-seater convertible. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
that's
Zuckerman,
pretty
you want to weigh in?
On a current car?
Yeah.
A current car, you know what? I would like to spend more time in the Boxster Cayman series of cars. I like the size. I like the weight. I appreciate those in a way I never did before.
Yeah, you would that GTS I had last week. That you would love it because it's when you're not driving fast, it's just such a livable thing, but it's not, doesn't have the flash of a 911. It's just
right.
sort of a, it's like a 3 Series. It's a nice car, but it's not showing off.
But it's smaller and more maneuverable is where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Mini Maxi Pugs, what's the future look like for new local cars and coffee? Who knows?
I got one, actually. My buddy Sang, who owns Father's Office? Mm-hmm. So he's doing a new restaurant called Helm's Bakery, which is across the street. And we're going to do probably starting in March, we're going to do a Cars and Coffee.
That's a very convenient location.
It is.
They want to know, would banning Lambos help? Oh, but, we forgot to talk about this Lambo auction. This Wolf of Wall Street Lambo auction. Zuckerman, you won. Your prediction.
Won.
I went back and listened. You were 1-2.
Yep.
Underneath the fake bid for the crushed one.
Yep.
I was high at 285.
And I said 1.6.
You said
you said 1.6, and you were right on the nose. Congratulations, Zuckerman.
Thank you.
6.5.
I don't want to be a know-it-all, but you guys make me.
But we did. I was right that it would set a record. It did set a record for a Lamborghini Countach.
Yeah, it did.
And it did sell for millions, where you guys were thinking it would.
And I hope it is our friend Edwin.
I did say 1-2 and it sold for $400,000 more, but okay.
Right, but in the first round, we did 2 rounds of predictions. But don't you think the smashed Lambo that came out of nowhere suddenly for sale hurt that sale or not?
I think you could argue it helped. It's hard to say.
I think the market for smash cars is real small because, like, you got to be a special kind of person to collect smash things, right?
Yes.
I hope it's our friend Edwin Castro bought it.
Oh, I could find out. Like I said, another guy that sold it. John, give him a plug from We Are Curated in Miami, which is like,
Let's
by the
find
way,
out.
you got to go to Miami and go to this shop, Zuckerman. It's just the greatest. They just have like the greatest Diablo of all time next to the greatest Countach, next to the greatest 512 TR LM. I mean, it's unbelievable. Every car has a story, and it's all like 80s and 90s superhero shit. It's so
Perfect.
good. It's so good.
Porsche, spelled with an X, wants to know, what's the Hungarian getting for Christmas? Zuckerman.
I don't know. Whatever he can steal.
And finally,
And the Pringles can.
we're going to wrap this up. I got to go play tennis. I got to get out of here. The David Figs wants to know, if Rufus was a car, what car would she be? Zuckerman,
She'd be the Monkeys mobile.
what does that look like? I forget the
That's
monkey.
something crazy with parts that don't match.
You know, wouldn't it be? You know how there are people like, oh, that car eats gas, it eats brakes, it eats
Right.
oil.
You're right.
I'm seeing if there are any other good questions. Are we selling the Targa, or there is no plan to sell the Targa? The 4RS is not for sale yet. Oh, did you see that 3RS's birthday?
Yep,
December 8th.
12/8.
It's done. It's coming out.
It's en route.
It's en route.
That's good.
Which makes me sad and happy all at the same time. Because I don't know what's going to happen to our 4RS. But here it comes.
Oh, can I do a little plug?
You've done 10 of them, but go ahead, do another one.
What have I've done?
You just
Everything.
plugged your friend's Cars and Coffee.
Which isn't happening.
You
for
just
3
plugged your
months.
friend's place in Miami.
You plug your dead friend.
You plugged your dead friend.
That doesn't. You can't plug a dead friend.
I said yes, and look, he's wearing clogs again to us.
Yeah, I
These
spent
rubber.
a lot of time going, what would Spike think about my
Okay, so
shoes?
give the plug. Give the plug before I pass out.
So there's this company called Drift Capital. I'm now an advisor to them. It's fractional car ownership, and
Yes.
bought a Carrera GT.
Wow.
A very low mileage.
So when you say
Carrera
fractional car, what?
You know what I hear? I'm the timepiece.
I'm the fractional owner. Yes,
Johnny is now the fractional ownership gentleman.
that's right.
I gave you a round of applause for that one, Zuckerman. That was a good one.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
But look, let's back up for a second.
But the reason
if you're gonna throw, let me ask the questions because you're
Yes.
gonna confuse everybody.
Okay.
Everybody's going, what the hell are you talking about, John?
Yeah.
Back up and explain. back up and explain.
Okay.
And
So,
how could they be involved?
have you heard about fractional art ownership?
Yes,
So in other words,
Masterworks.
You can't afford a Picasso, but you
Correct.
can afford 2% of a Picasso. So you can't afford a giant car collection, but you could maybe buy in for a dollar amount.
Okay.
And you would own a bunch of cars. So right now we have 2 cars in the collection. We have the Carrera GT with under 1,000 miles, and we have a R8 manual. Audi R8 manual, and there will be, if you buy in at some certain level, some of the cars like the R8 manual you would be able to drive. I think the cars are going to live in near New York somewhere, and the reason we're doing this is today's Wednesday, and our big press release went out Tuesday. So driftcapital.com will answer all your questions, and it's exciting. I'm a fractional owner of a Carrera GT.
Can't wait for you to go to prison.
Thank you. I know a good lawyer.
Yeah.
So that's. You got other questions?
No, that's great.
That's all I know.
So wait, so how do people get involved?
You go to driftcapital.com and
So you guys are putting together a lot of money, and then you're going to buy up a collection like our friend Edwin Castro.
just like Castro.
And if you put your money in, you don't get to drive the car. Maybe if you go to New York, you can see him, right?
Some cars you can drive, some cars you like a car like this Carrera GT, which is like, again, low mileage. Like it's just going to sit in a
Who
vault.
gets to drive him?
No one drives that one. But it's because it's an investment thing. It's
Right.
just another asset class. You can
Right.
you can invest in whiskey. You can invest in art. It's just
Well, that's exciting.
yeah, it's cool.
Excellent.
But so my role is, he says, what do you think we should get? And I was like, I think we got to start with the Carrera GT. So I get to advise on stuff like that.
Excellent, Lieberman.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
You got to get rid of the shoes.
These are my dress Crocs. You don't like them?
Horrible.
You open yourself up. I don't mind them. I understand why you're wearing. They are comfortable. When my kids were wearing those things, I would wear them around the house. But out in public.
It's a Saturday afternoon where I was sitting in traffic for 2 hours because of Joe Biden. Leave me alone.
They're akin to a Pringles can. If you need to take a dump somewhere, the shoe can hold them. You can
I'm
leave
surprised
them
Zuckerman has been so quiet about them.
I already took a picture of them. You can leave one of these filled up in front of the Haven of Hope. I think that place was called.
The Haven of Hope.
The Haven of Hope.
I was trying to remember the name of that place. I totally forgot.
I've got some hope for you.
Here it is.
Deep cut.
Your future is shit.
Your Honor, this is just a prank that I like to do. Everybody does this.
I've done it 10 times.
I've done it 10 times. I've robbed 10 banks. He admits to 10.
Isn't frequency a defense?
Yes.
Not. Anyway, thank you to Roan. Thank you to Hero Bread.
Sheffield.
Thank you to Sheffield.
Yes.
Thank you to, who am I leaving out here?
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew and
Most
AeroPress, our sponsors. Go to my Instagram, and in the highlights there, you'll see all of our codes, so you don't have to write them down. And we'll see you next week for our Festivus show. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Spike's Car Radio. Listen to new episodes every Wednesday and be sure to subscribe. Now, I'm gonna take a nap.